Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Altcoin Mentors YouTube channel. My name is Peter, and we'll be doing the daily crypto analysis for Bitcoin, Ether, and for Litecoin. The trend is down for most of our products. The medium term is down for Ether, for Bitcoin, and for Litecoin it is a neutral. But on our short-term wave signals, all three are negative. So talk about yesterday's trades first, and we'll go on to this morning's trade. So yesterday here, we entered at 10,831. It kept on going down. In yesterday's video, I warned you that as it got closer to this green line, the 200 EMA, we might see a little bit of a bounce back. That's what it did. We had our trailer a little bit tighter as it got near it for two reasons. Number one is the green line, and number two is that this setup here was looking like almost a inside bar setup. So the inside bar is basically that, right? So we have a range here, and a range here, right? So these bars are all in this little range, right? So basically, because it wasn't creating new lower lows, we decided to put our trailer a little bit tight. We ended up getting kicked out at 10,560. So just like I told you yesterday, always have a stop loss. It's not just to protect your profits, but it's also to protect you from having a big loser. Because a lot of times, if you can avoid the big loser, overall, over the many months and years that you're going to trade, you're going to make more money. You'll become a little bit more profitable. Your winning percentage might not be as high because you might take some smaller losses, but it's the psychological factor that comes in and the hit to your account that comes with a big loser that just runs and runs away. So let's talk about this morning. So this morning was interesting because our signal came in all the way up here. That means that our confirmation would have been here at 10,520. But unfortunately, this happened at 2 in the morning while we're sleeping. So how can you catch a wave, right? How can you re-enter, or where is a good spot? So same thing that we talk about the inside bar. So this here is your inside bar, right? So from here to here, this bar, right, is your inside bar. So what we did here then is that we waited for it to turn back around down. We put our entry signal right below this little tail at the bottom. So our entry was 10,050. And so what we did in the beginning was we put our stop loss all the way up to the top at 10,523, which is a little bit larger than I would like, but it's pretty close to the 4-hour ATR. So now it went down, 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 it changed color, started going back down, and then basically once again we put our stop loss now at the top. So over the last few hours we still haven't turned this into a trailing, right? Because we're not profitable yet. Right now it's just a current stop. So if we had missed this signal, we would have actually recently got a signal in the past hour, because there's a failed color change, right? Because it's an abandoned baby, because there's no next blue one, and there's no confirmation to the top. So now we have a little bit of a doji, and we comes here, and now it's going back down, and hopefully it'll continue to go back down. So that's where we're at now. So hopefully this trade will work out for us. Let's talk about Litecoin. Same type of setup for us on Litecoin. Litecoin is on a short trend. It was getting close to the green. It pierced through. But then our target was around 200. As it got closer and closer, it kept on having a harder and harder time. So same thing. We had almost a inside bar theme going right between here and here. So nothing came of it. And then we ended up getting stop loss out at 210 with a very small winner. It came back up, same thing again, we missed the move. So the move here, the short, the signal would have been over here, but once again it was late. So that now our entry here is this big bar, right here and right here. So this bar is the inside bar, and then our signal and confirmation comes at the bottom of this, which is 198,750. So that is where we're in now. So in the beginning, our stop loss was a little bit higher, and then we trailed it down. Right, wrong one. Right, we trailed it down. Right, we trailed it down, and now our stop loss is right at 200, which is pretty good because it's within the ATR. So low here was 188.50. So the ATR 200 is right spot on with the 4-hour ATR. That looks pretty good. So let's look at Ether. So the thing about Ether that's different than Bitcoin and Litecoin is that Ether, the medium term, is also negative as well. So for this, we wanted to let it run a little bit longer. So we're trying to give it a little bit more room. So we had a short signal here. It made us a decent amount of money on the downside. We still trailed it though, because we follow our patterns. We had color change and confirmation, and we ended up getting out. We let it ride a little bit longer than some of the others. We trailed it a little bit looser. But upon color change and confirmation, we have to follow our rules, right? That's where discipline comes in, and then get out. But same thing here. What we did was in the morning, we missed the move because it was overnight action. So we waited for the low of this. The inside candle here came out. It was at 812. And now our stop loss is at the top of this. Color change, but no confirmation. So we keep it at 820. The bottom was 792. Right? So at 820, it's right at the 4-hour ATR. So that looks pretty good for us. So our target here is 785, but we think it might go much lower because the trend for Ether, right, is very interesting. Because the thing about Ether is that unlike the others, right, Ether has what I call time frame alignment. Right, which basically means that all the 3 time frames, long term, medium term, and short term, are all negative. So that's usually what happens. That's where usually the best trades come in, the long trades that go on for a while, because everything is negative, negative, negative. It tends to go. Things take a little bit of time. So over the course of the last couple of months, Ether was the slowest one to turn negative on a long-term trend. But then recently, as it's been going higher and higher, Ether was also the slowest one going higher and higher. And then now it's the first one to go back because that was a trend from before, right? It was on a negative trend. So hope this helps. Good trading.